Yo, 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 yo! It's your girl, Kay Chantel, and welcome to Women in a Mic. I have my lovely co-host here. We got Miss Spicy. How you doing today,
What's
gorgeous?
up, everyone? How y'all doing this evening? We are here in full effect. Yes. How y'all feeling? How
Mm-hmm.
you feeling? What's up, Miss Tiki? How are you doing today, love?
Hey. Tired. Been ripping and running all day, taking care of business. But I'm here.
They had you running.
Yeah.
I don't
Hmm.
believe you.
No, had a few appointments and then my daughter's the youngest prom is this weekend. So just dropped her off to go get her hair done.
Okay. You forgot we do have the dresses for the prom. You forgot that, didn't you? We give out the free dresses for the prom.
It was a last minute thing. She literally waited to the last minute to decide she was going to prom because at first she had her mindset that she wasn't gonna go.
Well, if you
Cause
haven't got a dress yet, we still got buku dresses.
she got it, but where can she get the dresses? Where can she see the dresses at though?
Whenever I just call me, I got them.
Okay. I'll
Okay.
let her know.
All right. Go ahead, Miss Keisha. Tell us know what we got going on today.
Well, today, you guys, the topic is let's talk money. We need to know about money, how to spend it, how to get it, what's good, what's bad, all of that in between. That's what we got going on. We have a special guest coming in to give us some tips and tell us how we gonna do with our money. Shannon, what you do with your money? You got all that money
Spend,
that they didn't.
spend it. I'm
Oh,
gonna
you
get
you
my
spent
money and I'm gonna spend it. That's what I'm gonna do with my money. Spend it.
shit. You
I'm not
spent
gonna
the
do.
money.
I don't believe all in that extra stuff like everybody else say. I'm gonna spend my money. That's what I'm gonna do.
You you spent the money.
Tiki, what you
The
gonna do with
money.
your money?
Trying to be on somebody's beach.
Oh, so she gonna spend hers too.
Yep.
That's what it sounds like.
Living the life.
That's what it sounds like.
But
You
we
know.
trying to get there. Well, today's topic is gonna be is ladies, like she said, it's about money. Um we have a young lady that's we about to go ahead and click her in early to let her go ahead and introduce herself because if we're gonna talk about this topic, we need to make sure she's here and she knows she can tell us, nah, we're not on the right path, but no, yes, we good. So so we're gonna bring her on.
Hi guys,
Okay.
can you hear
Well,
me?
let's do this real quick. We're gonna bring her on. What's up, Miss BB?
I'm good. How are you?
We are awesome. We're on today's topic. Like I said, we're talking about money. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about yourself and tell everybody who you are and everything, please.
Sure. My name is Bibi. I was born in East Africa in Ethiopia, and I grew up in Atlanta. I came here when I was 3, so I basically claim Atlanta as if I'm from here. Um, and I eventually got into taxes, and I have a tax office in West Atlanta, and then it's seasonal, so the rest of the year I'm in real estate.
Okay. So how long have you been? You said you've been doing taxes for how long?
Going on 9 years.
9 years now. Oh,
Yes.
okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, we're gonna jump right into the topic. Go ahead, Miss Chantel. Some questions you would like to ask?
All righty. So tax questions. You know what? I'm gonna go and hit right on the bullseye. Tell us the truth about these PPP loans that everybody out here getting. Mm.
Well, I have had plenty of customers ask me to do it for them to help them apply for it, but I'm very big on telling everybody no because, like, nobody knew what would happen from taking the PPP until it started happening and people started getting locked up. But I mean, those are unless you have a business, it's gonna fall back on you. And not only if they even if they didn't, arrest people once they weren't able to pay it back, I think it affects the whole community because let's say you have people that don't have businesses taking the PPP loan, and then what happens is a trickling effect. Those people can't pay it back. Now it's affecting their credit. Now they're stuck with bad credit for the rest of their lives until they're able to pay it back. And then we're going through a crisis. People can't even get jobs. So it's just, and then they can't move. They can't buy a house. They can't move their children to better neighborhoods that have better school systems. It's a trickling effect, which just, I feel like, continues to oppress the Black community.
So,
Now hold on.
Wait a minute. Let me get some clarity. So and I was laughing because I said PPP stands for prison, probation. I was like, I'm not playing with the PPP loan because I'm not going to prison. I'm not playing.
What
happened?
I don't know what happened to her. Well, I'll go ahead and finish. She told me earlier the PPP was prison, parole, and then probation. Because, and I agree with her because the question that I had was, okay, I've applied for loans. I've helped people apply for loans. And I have never known a loan application or process to be so easy. And that was a red flag for me. They usually want to know everything from your mama's maiden name to what color drawers you have on. And they're not asking this information in order for you to get this PPP loan. So am I on the right track? You said locked up. So what's going on? How do you get locked up? What's
I mean, at first, I never assumed, I wouldn't have thought they would arrest people if they couldn't pay it back. But what's happening is they've given out so much money, and just the same way they did with the stimulus, they just kind of, you had that big issue where people were coming to the tax office because they sent it to those accounts. They just kind of did everything spur of the moment, which messed up a lot of things. And instead of like thinking things through how they're gonna do their due diligence and like kind of find a better way to, give those funds out, they just kind of released it. And now the people that took it, who's gonna deny, if you never seen 50,000 plus or 20,000 or whatever, who's gonna deny that? Especially the people that never, and then that just puts people back in the prison system as well. That's my personal opinion on it. But initially I did not think they were going to put people in prison. I just thought that, people weren't going to be able to afford it, and it was just going to affect them for the rest of their lives.
Well, yeah, I did hear a lot of people, they was talking about with the PPP loan that I know it's going to affect a lot of people when they try to file for taxes next year, because I know a lot when they was asking for the 1099 and the Class C form and folks was bootlegging those, you're going into the federal government. So you have to prove to them, if you didn't claim that the last couple of years and then you did this PPP loan, a lot of people don't understand that all of that's connected. Yeah. So when they file a taxes next year, what is it that's going to happen maybe when they file a taxes next year and they're not showing no income or no balance out on these PPP loans?
I'm not sure, because it's something new. So it's going to be, a lot of things were changed throughout. If you notice, a lot of people this tax season, a lot of regulations and laws were changed throughout the season. So it affected people's refunds. Some went lower, some went higher, and it caused a lot of confusion. And now what they're saying is that if a taxpayer does need to receive additional funds, then they're just going to send them a second check to the address that they filed with, which also can mess up people, because a lot of people don't want their checks going to the address. So I'm assuming that they're gonna start making changes like when tax season comes along next year. As of right now, there's nothing planned.
Okay, Tiki, do you have any questions?
I'm just curious why people would even try. Everybody know that's one thing you don't mess with is the IRS. If nobody else, the IRS, like you said, that's federal right there. That's not, yeah. So I didn't even think about that one. Didn't even cross my
I
mind.
mean, it's fraud. So that's why they're locking you up. At the end of the day, it's fraud. You're
Mhm.
lying about how much money you make. You're lying about the fact that you have a business. You're lying about when your business started. You're
Right.
doing all of this, and it's considered fraud. And fraud is punishable, can be punishable to jail time. So
I just
watch
think
how
that
you lie.
the concept was good, like helping, legit businesses that needed it to sustain themselves. But as far as, the rest of the economy, people just taking it, and when they don't need it or they don't have a business and then just, blowing it, I feel like what's going to happen to the economy when all this money is given out? Obviously, it's going to affect the economy when people can't pay it back. Then what's going to happen?
But I'm what I'm upset about is because like people like me and people like, like folks that when we try to apply for it, it's like we stuck at a catch-22. So it's like the people who don't deserve it is getting it, and the people who really need it and trying to grow with it, we can't get it because folks is doing all kinds of crazy stuff. So, and then the biggest thing everybody keeps saying is with the PPP loan, it's forgivable, and they will be able to just write it off. That's what the mindset a lot of these people got. They are completely wrong about this, right?
It is forgivable, but you have to show payroll. You have to show proof of payroll. So you would have to have paid quarterly taxes for employees in order. And then, I mean, that's something that can be traced.
Right.
Mm.
Okay, let's jump into another question. What's the difference when we fall in between a LLC and sole proprietorship? Which way is easier to file, or is it basically the same?
It depends. It depends really, because it depends on where you live. Like I know that my friends in New York that have tax offices, because a lot of people sue them and stuff like that. They prefer an LLC because the liability is limited. But here, I do an S corp. I feel like S corp, your taxes is reduced as far as like the taxes that you have to pay, and then sole is more of like just basically saying you're doing it by yourself as an individual.
Okay.
So it's more of not necessarily, I guess it depends if you're a partner or if you have multiple people in the business that you're getting into, or if you're just one person. That's really what separates all the different type of forms of businesses you can register. But other than that, the most important thing is the taxes that you're going to be paid, and the business and the liability, and how much risk you want to take on.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Does it cost more to file taxes as a business than it would be as an individual?
Self-employed is more taxes.
Wow. Why is that?
It's just they just have a set percentage. So if you're if you're a W-2, your employer is paying, technically they're paying half of the federal taxes. A lot of people, they look at their W-2 and they think that they get back Medicaid and Social Security, and so the rest of that doesn't matter. It's just box number 2 where it says federal taxes. That's the only taxes that matter as far as like what you're going to get back if you qualify for a refund, or if you owe, and the amount of taxes that you're going to be paying is all the federal taxes. And what was your question? I'm sorry.
What we said? Oh, does it cost more?
Oh, so technically, when you're a W-2, the employer is the one that's going to pay half of those taxes for you. But then when you're self-employed, Schedule C, you're paying the whole percentage of the taxes at the end of the year. So it's basically better to have a W-2. But it costs more to be a boss. It costs more to have your own, you have your own business. That's why a lot of businesses do S corp. But if you do an S corp to pay less taxes, you also have to know the consequences. Like if somebody were to sue you.
Okay, I've never heard of S corp. Could you
That's what I was saying. I never heard of S corp.
S corp is a type of S and then CORP, which is just it's kind of like another. There's a few ways to register your business, but that's one of the main ones that I like using.
Okay, see, learn something new. X Corp is another way to do your business, and it comes out way cheaper. Okay.
And the only thing about S corp, I would recommend for anybody that has a business, depending on the type of business that you have, and like if you don't have a lot of customers walking in, or they could get hurt or something like that, if you're not in that type of business, and I would recommend like getting an S corp, and then you put yourself on payroll. That way you have a W-2 as well.
I need to come in and let you help me set that part up.
Yeah, to switch over to S corp is actually easy.
Miss Spicy, you have an LLC.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm LLC. So would that be hard to transfer over, or can I do both?
You could transfer. You transfer it over. You have to be elected. So you submit it, they elect you, and then you're an S corp, and then you have to put yourself on payroll though.
Okay. Hey, learn something new, huh? That's why we got you here.
Did she say something about you have to be elected?
Yeah.
So who's electing?
I'm not really sure as far as like how they determine that, but I think, as long as you're not like, I don't know how they. I would assume maybe as long as you don't have like outrageous like tax bills that you owe, or like you're a felony, because usually those are the two main questions they ask when you do any application with the IRS.
Me.
I'm not sure.
I'm out of that equation.
They might. I don't know how they elect it, but 9 out of 10, I really don't know their process of electing. I'm just assuming, because a lot of times when you do an application that's associated with the IRS, those are the two questions that would disqualify you.
Okay. Question about the what is that, the extra money for the kids?
The child tax credit?
Yeah.
Child tax credit.
See, that was one of the things that they changed in the middle of the season. And so
what they changed? Hold on now.
The people that had already done their taxes and got their refund, what they're saying is, if we owe you any additional money, then we will, and from your refund, then we'll send it out directly to the address that you filed with. That's what I was saying earlier, that could really inconvenience some people, because people move, they don't want their checks going through the mail. So
that's why you do that direct deposit.
Even if you have direct deposit, they still sending it to through the mail?
Direct deposit.
Yeah, even I'm not really sure, because if you went through a tax office, it gets complicated, because what happened with the stimulus is every tax office works with a third, not every, but if you're not paying out of pocket and you do a loan, or even if you don't do a loan, if the fees are being collected from your refund and you're not paying out of pocket, that tax office is going to be using a third party bank. And those accounts that people use, those accounts that third party banks provides, it basically generates it as you're preparing somebody's taxes. And they generate a unique account and routing number for that specific taxpayer, for the funds to go to, for their refund to go to. And that's the only purpose that that account has. So once that account is, you get your refund, the fees are taken out. If you took out a loan or you did not take out a loan, then they'll situate that, and then the rest of the funds are sent to you. But and then after that, that's it. There's no more purpose of that account. So when you guys are sitting there signing, back to back, those are basically what the bank statements are saying. You're giving them permission to put your tax refund from the IRS directly
Right.
to those accounts, and that's it. So when you have these stimuluses that are coming and we don't have, the bank, it's not in those documents saying that the stimulus can go into those accounts. There's no agreements there. There's no fees that you signed off of. And the third party banks are like, well, we're not getting any money off of this. And so they're rejecting it and they're sending it back. But at the end of the day, it's all still like a computer system based process, and glitches happen. So you have some like funds that might slip through the system and we can print it out. But the third party banks, are completely, against this, and they'll usually send it back. And that's why, so when the refunds go from the IRS, they're going to the third party bank routing and account number, unless you did it yourself on TurboTax and it's going directly from the IRS to your account. Okay. That's where the problem comes in.
Okay, yeah, because I blowed up your phone when it was saying one thing. Yeah, because it was crazy. Let me ask you this, because Tisha's saying, so as you said, as a third party, she's saying, so y'all have an alert to know when the money comes to that account, or is just the fact that it's on your like something that y'all can see when the money comes in, right?
A day in advance, not like anything significant. So it would probably be on the IRS website way before we get that notification.
Because the question is think about it. A lot of people have started doing taxes all of a sudden. I know a particular lady. Now I know about the third party bank. Now I understand how this lady ran off with all these people money in Thomaston. They're looking for this young lady. She's been doing taxes for a while. Some kind of way, all of the stimulus checks and everything hit her account. She closed down her business, turned off her phone. They can't find her. How do they go back and recoup that?
So I don't know if she was did she have a legit like office space, or was she doing it from her home?
She had a legit office space.
Yeah, it just depends on how she did it. I don't know. Maybe she just, set it up like that and just told the customers, I'm gonna. She sent it to, because it's actually illegal to have for me to go to the bank, or any tax office person to go to the bank and open up a personal account or a business account and have everybody's funds go into that account is not in compliance with the IRS. As far as when you're filing, that's why you work with a third party bank, because every time you do a customer's, if you look at, like, let's say you and a friend came in, and when I print out your paper, you'll notice that the computer generated 2 different routing and account numbers for you and your friend, because that's how the system is set up. So each person, you can't have the IRS just send multiple funds into one account. Each customer, each taxpayer has to have their own their own routing and account number. So I don't know how she set it up. She could have done it a few different ways. She could have just been using TurboTax. She could have used her personal account. But to be in compliance, you're not supposed to just allow the IRS to deposit everybody's funds into an account. Those third party accounts, we don't even have access to them. So it's not even like I could go in them. At some point when those stimuluses were coming out, I was wishing that I could just go in them and then print them out, because everybody was just so frustrated. But we don't even have access to those accounts.
Okay. Check it out, guys. If y'all want to ask Miss BB from TnG Tax Services, y'all call in at 678-586-9241. We do have her here. She's on live. If you want to hear and see all the ladies, you can go to Twitch TV / Yale Radiocast.com and check everything out and listen. We asking some serious questions here. She's giving you some free advice, people. She's giving you advice about your LLC, sole proprietorship. I see all y'all on my live, but y'all need to come on, call in. Y'all got questions, ask her. Go ahead. I'm sorry. So with the tax credit, when you said with the kids tax credit, I know they were saying, I don't know how accurate it is. They were saying, you said in the middle, of everybody getting their refunds back. I know I had read something they were saying they was giving an additional $1,000 on top of this. Am I saying that right or no?
Well, it depends on your income, how much of that $1,000 you're going to qualify for, and how much taxes that you paid, and the ages of your dependents and stuff like that. So it's hard to give one answer because a few factors play into it. But
Okay.
if they do have if they do owe you a certain amount of money that you should have received on your taxes, they will be sending it out as a check directly to the taxpayer. And this is all information. Also, if anybody wants to verify, I know nowadays, like with social media and friends, I always have people calling me and be like, my friend said, or so and so, I saw this. The easiest way to go to verify is just go directly to the source, which is the IRS website, and you put in, whatever question in the search box, and it will literally pop up and give you the specific question you search in their search box.
Okay. Okay, Chantel, you have a question?
How, if you own a business, you have an LLC, how does that tax credit, the child tax credit, affect you? Do you get it or do you not? Because it's not based off of your personal income. It's based off of your business.
If you have an LLC, most likely it depends on how you file. So if you're doing self-employed, it's considered your income. So
Okay.
The child tax credit still applies to you, but then, like I said earlier, different factors apply. Like the relationship, because a dependent could be somebody. People might say, "Oh, my friend's child." That's not considered a dependent because the relationship doesn't match. Or somebody could say, my uncle is disabled and he's older. That's not, the relationship doesn't match of what the criteria it is to receive certain credits. So the age matters, the relationship matters, and then your income, your tax bracket income matters. So somebody that's making $50,000 a year is not going to qualify for a child tax credit if they have one child, because they're going to owe money. And let's say I put let's say 100,000. If I claim 100,000 and I have one dependent that's 5 years old, let's say I would have got maybe like 3,000 for that dependent, right? I owe the IRS 20,000. So from that 20,000, it might reduce it 3,000 from that 20, but I still owe the remaining balance. I'm not going to receive, it's not two separate things. So if you owe the IRS, it's just reducing what you have. You won't have an additional check.
Okay, Tiki, go ahead and read that.
What made you want to get started in taxes?
It was a family thing, actually. I was actually bartending right after high school. I tried to go to college for a little bit, really wasn't working out. I didn't really know what I wanted to do. And, there was a franchise opportunity where the company was like, you work for the company for a year, and then they help you open up your own office the following year. But I'm kind of glad I didn't go that way. The second year after I worked my first year with that company, the second year they shut down. The whole franchise shut down. So I was like, I was just going to give up and, find another career. But then my brother had some money and he was like, you can open up a store, and, and it just kind of worked out ever since.
Oh, that's great, because you're awesome. I'm going to be honest with you. You're awesome. I'm glad that I met you. I've been getting on her nerves now for some years, and she's very patient, because anybody and everybody that knows me know I can be very annoying.
What?
I will say, in the beginning, one of the, of when I got into this business, it was like dealing with a lot of people calling you, and when it comes to their money, people just kind of freak out, as they should. And when they're upset, they just don't want to hear anything. So that patience has come from years of doing it. You know what I mean? And I put myself in other people's shoes. and so when people get frustrated, I feel like that's kind of why they get comfortable, because I'm like, look, I'm here to help you. There's no reason for me not to want to help you. You're my customer. You've been coming to me for, since I opened the business, and I get it. You're frustrated. You planned on using these funds to pay your bills, and things aren't working out. Like, we can figure out a solution, but I can't do it if you're, speaking over me, or you're like too frustrated to even have a conversation. So sometimes I just let people calm down, and then we can talk again. But I get it. I get it.
I'm gonna be honest, y'all. A situation happened this year, and I think I had woke her up because I had sent her a 50-page text, and she called me back. She was like, "Shannon, what are you talking about?" So she was like, "Hold up. Now you see how she's talking now, y'all, and y'all know I'm like 10 times extra." Mm-hmm. She was the whole time. She was like, "It's okay, Shannon. Okay, I'm gonna figure it out. Give me a minute. I'm gonna call you back, and I'm gonna let you know what's going on." That was it. And I'm sitting there like, I need her to yell back because I was like in full.
To be honest, I wouldn't even have known that happened, because I have, like, at this point, there's about over 300 people that call me and do that. So I can't keep up with who was mad at me one year. Like,
I wasn't mad at you. I was just mad at the situation, because I'm like, wait a minute. So
no, I had some crazy situations happen. If you guys if you're interested, I can tell you about some crazy stuff. But it does get pretty crazy. And I think at this point, where my patients before, like when my first year, you could see the smoke coming out of my head. But like now, I'm just more like, are you done? Like, but it's some crazy stuff that happens. And like I said, I get it. So one year people might be frustrated, but everybody always seems to come back some way, somehow. You
stuck with me. You are stuck with me. I'm just letting you know now. And I'm about to be honest with you. The area that you in, do you have a lot of flag about the area that you're in?
No, not to be honest. I think my landlord, he's this Indian guy that's super greedy, and I think he needs to upgrade the building. But as far as the area, I actually a lot of my customers are from the neighborhood. I've built my clientele. I don't do a lot of like advertising. As far as like, I've never been big on advertising. I'm big on referrals and customer one-on-one relationship. A lot of my customers I know personally. I know their families. Like, I know. I've been with customers for like 8 years, so I've seen a lot of huge life-changing things that's happened in their life. Like, so that's where I've met a lot of people, and that's where my customer base grew. So that's kind of why I'm there, because I feel like if I move, then I'm just separating from people I've grown in relationship with for such a long time.
Okay, Chantel, go ahead and take us out on this commercial, and we coming back because I got another question for you, and I see Tiki got one.
All right, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and pay some bills. Now, if you are an artist, if you want to advertise your business, if you have anything that you want to get your information out to the world, please let us know. You can contact us at YaleRadiocast.com, and we can do it for you. We give you the business. Like, or not.
He over here laughing. He like, I just
This is Dylan Yale, the program director of Yale Entertainment and Yale Radiocast. If you feel like you're the person to talk about politics, sports, entertainment, and more, Yale Radiocast is giving opportunities to those who are interested in a career in podcasting. We are now being heard by over 20 streaming platforms, including iHeartRadio, Pandora Music, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and more. Let Yale Radiocast be the brand that delivers your voice to the world. Contact us at YaleRadiocast.com or email us at YALEENT1@gmail.com. The Yale brand is the gold standard, and this is Yale Radiocast. Get the business. Hey, this is your boy Mark L. coming at you live and direct from Yale Radiocast. Check us out 2 to 4 every Saturday for the Male Review. The Male Review is a show where you get a perspective of how men think. We may have some special guests in the studio, maybe a woman here and there. You never quite know what will happen with the Male Review, but do know you will definitely be hearing from a masculine man standpoint about how we feel about things that are happening in and about our society. Be sure you tune in 2 to 4 every Saturday. Call in and listen to us here on YaleRadiocast.com.
Yo, what's up? It's your girl, Mimi Yo. If you have a business or an event you'd like to promote, I really want to bring Yale Radiocast to the top of your mind. We are on all streams of media. We will advertise or promote your business on all streams. We're on Apple Podcasts. We're on Google Podcasts. We're on TuneIn. We're on iHeartRadio. You want to support your business? You want to build your brand? We're here to help support you. You got a product? You have something that you want to promote? We give customized packages you can't miss. Again, hit us up at Yale ENT1. That's YALENT1 at gmail.com. Hit us up. We're Yale Radiocast.com.
President and chairman of Accountable Youth. I want to see them come in with a want to change, an open mind to knowing that a violent reaction is not the right reaction. As they go through the program, they're starting to see that now they're accountable, now they're leaders, now they're responsible, and that's why the last piece is promotion of fatherhood, because when they turn 17 and they graduate, now they have all of these character traits that they can carry on with them. But more importantly, when they become fathers, they can instill that in their kids. They doubted greatness when I told them I embodied it. Slick Rick, the ruling man, I'm on my lighting.
Yale Radiocast, the gold standard of online radio. We already bring you all hits all day, but this one right here is for my hip-hop heads. Tune in to Lyrical Exercise Radio. All bars, all day. You already know how we bring it from the East Coast to the West Coast to down South and even international. Hip Hop Ain't Dead is right here on Yale Radiocast.
Hey. Welcome back to Women in a Mic. We are talking about money today. We have a special guest, Miss BB. She is in the building talking to us about taxes. Now, we want to go further than just taxes. We start off with taxes because she has her own business. She owns a tax preparer office. And we are asking her questions that all of us need to know, especially about owning your own business, how to prepare your taxes, things of that sort. So come on in and let's continue this conversation. Go on, Spicy.
Yes. My question to you, BB, let's I want you to come at us women. We're about to have a little fun with this and we're about to go all across the board. How hard is it the question was, how is us as Black women, is it really hard for us? Let me put it like this. Is it really hard for you as a Black woman to be a tax preparer in today? Or is it easier for people to come to you to get their stuff done without them judging you that because you are Black?
Oh, well, most of my customers are Black, so I don't really have those problems. I don't feel like anybody has ever felt like, I didn't know what I was doing. I'm very transparent. I mean, I guess it's just the way you conduct yourself as another thing I've realized is, like I said, I'm real close. I have a one-on-one relationship with a lot of my customers. So, you know, it's still very professional though. So I'm not taking that for granted and being unprofessional at any point. I communicate everything from, even though I've had customers come to me for years, every year when they come to me, I still go over every single thing, whether it's, you know, the routine of how bank works or the fees or whatever. I'm very detailed because I don't want it to have any issues, because I've had people that, you know, come to me and every year, and they'll, you know, come back and say, oh, I didn't know this is how it works or whatever the case is. And I'm like, well, you've been coming to me for, you know, XYZ amount of years, that you should know right now. But I don't say that, because every year that we go over every single thing. So I'm like, no, you signed. And I even go above and beyond to make people like, and then, you know, the amount of times I make people sign an initial, it really doesn't have to be that much. It's just for my own personal security. I know that when at the end of the season, like when time comes, if they got $1,000 loan and then they come back and they're like, well, I didn't know that $1,000 loan was going to be taken out of my refund. It's like, okay, that money is not given out for free, and you know that because you initialed it right here. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and once they look at that, it's really nothing that they can say.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Tiki.
Okay, so what's the difference between a tax credit and a tax deduction?
Basically, how I kind of explained it earlier about the child tax credit. Even though you have a child, doesn't necessarily mean that you always get a refund. It depends on the tax bracket you hit. So if you once you go over like 20,000, and you stop receiving a refund unless you're like a W-2 and you've been paying taxes throughout the year on your W-2. But other than that, after a certain tax bracket, and that's something, I don't know all the tax brackets by heart, but that's something that's you can Google like tax bracket chart, and then it'll tell you what you qualify for depending on the household, how many people live with you, and your income. So a lot of people might be like, oh, it's supposed to be, you know, XYZ amount for each child, and it's like it's not XYZ per child. You have to consider the other factors, like how much money you make, did you pay taxes all year, and then you have your deductions, which is like if you're writing off you know, your expenses. If you're a Schedule C, then you could write off, you know, your expenses, but you don't really do that with a W-2 unless it's tied in with like a 1099, or you want to write off like a mortgage, or even with a mortgage, you have a 1099 that's given on the interest that you paid. So it just depends.
Okay, I'm about to get real. I'm about to go over there. People like some of us, that had their own business. Let's ask you for real, what's the craziest thing? Because I can see, you know, a lot of people say you bring in your, you know, your gas receipts and your purchase receipts for your business. Can we use like, you know, makeup, getting the hair done, nails done? Because, you know, if you're in personality, you got to make sure your face done, your hair done, your nails, clothes. What is it that we can use, and what is it that we can't use? Because see, I'll bring you everything.
Like for yourself, that's different. If you say, if you're doing it for, like, if you're a makeup artist and you have makeup, then yeah, that would be something you would write your expenses down on.
Don't hate spicy.
But yeah, and the crazy thing would be like a dog. You know, you won't be able to add your dog.
Well, I mean,
but I seen someone that said they actually did claim their animal because they said it was their child, and they had to pay for the kennel and the food and a babysitter, and
The child doesn't have a social security. I mean, the dog doesn't have a social security, so they lied.
Wow.
I can picture somebody really trying to do that for real.
Wait. I'm about to hit home for some of you because I did this before. Okay. If you got that man that's sitting on your couch and he does not work, he does not bring in a home or income, but you taking care of him all day, every day, how can you include him on your taxes? Now, we already know he's above age, so he's above 18, hopefully.
So, I mean, a lot of people do, you know, they feel like if they're taking care of another individual, they could add them onto your taxes. But again, relationship does matter. So let's say I'm preparing somebody's taxes and I put uncle. It won't give them that credit. If I put uncle disabled, you would have to lie and put that the relationship is a grandfather.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so the relationships of grandma must be grandma, grandfather, child, husband, wife.
Not even husband. You can't claim your husband.
Wait a minute. Time out. You can't claim your husband even if you're taking care. If say something, the worst could have happened. He's been in a car accident. He's been laid up in the thing for a year. So you saying I can't claim a man that I'm physically and mentally and financially taken care of because he got hurt?
Yeah, no, you can't. You can file with him as married or filing separately, but he just won't have income attached to the tax return. But you can't say I took care of this man. The relationship, it goes back to the relationship mattering.
So Yale says, can a man claim a wife?
No, either way, it goes both ways.
Okay. That eyebrow went up. He like, mm-mm.
Why, man?
He going home to his man. I'm not about to take care of him, but I can't get paid at the end of the year, but I'm doing all the work.
Ladies, you hear that? You heard that firsthand from a tax preparer. You cannot claim that deadbeat on your tax return, okay?
But you know what?
Not your child.
A lot of people, you know, the taxpayer might say, okay, I'll put them as dependent, and they're just changing the relationship without them even knowing it, just so they can receive the, refund.
Wow. But don't that data come back and bite you in the ass later, though?
It's a hit or miss. If they ended up getting audited, then yeah. So, and a lot of people don't realize that as tax offices, we get audited too. So it doesn't make sense. That's why you see a lot of people closing after a certain amount of time, because just like individuals get audited, if you have a lot of audits, then they're looking at you like, why do you have so many audits? What are you doing over there? And when you have a high volume, they're looking at your tax office too, and they could pop up on you and look through every files. And you're supposed to have, if somebody says, that they made a certain amount of money, technically they're supposed to be bank statements. They're supposed to be all the expenses. That's why. And even if somebody says this person is my son, my child. So if you're putting, as a tax preparer, if you're putting somebody's spouse as a dependent, and you don't have any documents showing that that they prove to you that that's the relationship, and you put them down as a grandpa or something, you will get fined. You would get fined thousands of dollars.
So y'all got to cover y'all got to cover yourself too.
Right.
The IRS says he gonna get his money.
Let me ask you, ladies. Let me ask you too, Miss BB. But let me ask the ladies on the panel. As women, do y'all think it's hard for us to control the spending of our money, or do we just spend recklessly? Come on, TnG.
I just think it depends on the person, because I have my moments. I can be either or, stingy or reckless with my money. So I just think it totally depends on the person overall.
Okay.
I wouldn't say all us black women are reckless spenders. We just spend it on weed.
I ain't say black. I caught myself.
And stuff.
That's what you
What
want
about
to
you,
say. I know.
Keisha?
I know they say that women are reckless spenders. I'm not sure if I totally agree with that because define reckless spending. What you find or what you think is important as a man may be different from what I think is important as a woman. I might say, hey, I only eat Kraft cheese, and you say, no, I want to buy store-bought. So I'm a reckless spender because I prefer Kraft over the store brand. So I believe it. To me, I don't know. I'm not a reckless spender. I spend on what I need. I need a lot, so I spend on what I need. I'm a makeup artist. So what I need to do as a makeup artist, I need to stay up on what makeup is. I'm a hairstylist. I got to stay up on what hairstylist is. I own my own business. I have to stay up on the ingredients that go in each of my products. So it doesn't mean I'm a reckless spending. It means that to me, my business and what I purchase on that is important. But I don't have no Lexus sitting out here in the backyard. I wish I did. But Wait.
Baby, do you think? How about you? Do you think you're a reckless spender, or are you very cautious because of the life the field that you in?
I was at a certain point. I mean, you know, when you never touch a certain amount of money, you touch it, most likely, like you're gonna blow through it. That's why you see people doing that now with all these loans that are being given out. People are blowing through this money like it's nothing. But eventually, you know, you learn. If you have the opportunity to touch that type of money again, you learn. And it doesn't matter how much money you're making. Like if you're making $1 million, but your expenses are 1.3, you're still technically living paycheck to paycheck. If you don't have, you know, money management is a real thing. And it's at some point, like if you've been broke before, you just have to remember, like, I don't want to feel that struggle again. That struggle wasn't fun. Like sometimes you got to sacrifice, you know, even though I had a business, I really didn't start making money until 2018.
Wow.
And I think we opened that 2012 or 2013, but it wasn't until 2018 that I actually saw a huge chunk of money. And even then, like I took that money and put it into real estate. I literally took all my money and put it in real estate. And for me, that meant like at that year I had to sacrifice. I didn't, you know, I stayed with family for a certain period of time until I was like good, as far as like I had, if something went left, like I was going to be okay, you know? So that meant like not going out for a certain amount of years, not getting my hair done, not getting my nails done, not, you know, I just made huge sacrifices because I just was committed to the grind. And then, you know, and then after my first flip, even though I put all that money in, I had borrowed money from my mom. I made sure everybody got paid back. I still lost like $20,000, not knowing what I was doing. But what I learned from that process, I was able to take it and, you know, do it again. And that kind of took off in the real estate. So the first one was kind of a loss, but what I learned in that process helped me, you know, build a foundation for the real estate.
Wow. So you do real estate too?
Yeah, I flip properties.
Oh, so you just flip properties. You don't rent them out or anything like that.
I do. I rent properties too.
Okay. Now I know who to harass. Okay.
Now I know where to go because we sure got two properties we need to get rid of. Three. Mm-hmm. So how's the real estate? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Kay. I'm sorry.
How's the real estate market? You're in Georgia, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, Spicy travels everywhere. You got to ask these questions sometimes. You got to make sure where you at when it comes to her. She don't know where she at half the time. So I got to make sure. How's the real estate market in Georgia? Is it a buyer's market or is it a seller's market at this time?
Oh, you can put 20 offers on one house and it's crazy. Right now, everybody's buying. Like there's not enough inventory right now. And you also have to remember, like the city's being West Atlanta, where my tax office is, it's being gentrified. That's actually how I got into it because, you know, the West Atlanta, the properties were going for like $10,000-$20,000. Then the next year, 40,000. The next year, 60,000. The next year, 100. And now they're like 200,000 for a vacant home that's been abandoned for years, for decades.
Wow.
So it's a lot of gentrification happening. The city's putting money into these parks that you see, popping up, and the roads being done, and the city's definitely putting money into it. And there's also a lot of programs. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Invest Atlanta, but Invest Atlanta has a lot of first-time home buyer incentives for people that want to get into real estate.
Okay. I don't like big houses. I'm a country girl. I like a lot of small house because I feel like this is just too much cleaning for me. I needed something simple, one floor, and then I watch too much sci-fi. So I don't like a big house. I'm just me. Call me what you want to, but yeah, that's me. Go ahead. Okay, you said it was something else.
We're in real estate over here. We're not doing too well. We're in real estate over here, so I am quite interested in it. We actually have 3 properties, one that we're staying in now, and then 2 other properties that we need to renovate and flip. So are you in the renovation and flipping, or are you purchasing homes and then just selling them for profit without renovations?
No, I renovate, then put it back on the market. I don't wholesale.
Okay, so you're hiring out to renovate, or you have family?
Yeah, I actually I partnered with my cousin. He's a contractor. The first we recently partnered on 2 projects that we have going on now. But so he's a general contractor, and he does all the renovations. But with the city being shut down, City Hall being shut down, the permits take forever, and we're just waiting.
Okay. All right, ladies. So have you ever thought about this? Okay, we gonna be bouncing everywhere just to shake it up some. She said something about when you get a hand on a lot of money, we kind of lose our mind when we get. I can get 6,000. You think I just hit the lottery? Because I'm tight. I ain't gonna flex. I'm stingy tight with money. I tell you, I'm broke and sitting on money. But my thing is, how do we get into investments? Since you're doing real estate and other things, would you talk to us? Do you know anything about like stocks? And would it be good to get CDs, stocks, different bonds? What is it be good for? When a lot of folks getting all this money, instead of them going out buying a car with rims and music, which is played out, but these folks are still doing it, taking these trips to Puerto Rico and everywhere. Which instead of investing this money, this PPP loan when they go into prison, doing all that, instead of investing this money into getting some type of money back. Okay, Chantel, if you did get your hand on the lump sum of money, Tiki, this question to you too. Would you spend reckless, or would you, now that you know everything that's going on, would you invest, or would you still say, you look, only live once, let me enjoy this and do what I got to do with it?
Invest. I've been recently investing in stock. I'm doing a little bit both. Shoot. Dang, can I live a little bit? Just a little? Dang. But
so you into stocking?
I'm getting into it. Yeah, I recently just got into it. I'm still fiddling with it.
So how do you like it? How did you decide to go into the stock business?
I'm trying to figure who actually put me on into it. I can't remember. It was just a discussion that I was having with someone, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. I'm not doing anything else, and it helped in the long run. But like I said, I'm still fiddling with it. I still have a lot to learn, like trying to figure out what companies put stock into, not just the popular ones and things like that. So I'm still working with it. So my feet is still wet. So don't ask me for no advice.
I can't stand her sometimes. That's what I got. Okay, Chantel. You just got dropped $50,000.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I have stock, I do, but my stock look like trash down the drain, just as bad as 2020 looks for all of us. Okay, and so I'm gonna tell you what I understand that people are getting into stocks, but me, you and I talked about that earlier, and you know how I feel about the government and the financial state of the world right now. And for me, I can't speak for everyone, but for me, I feel like investing in stock is investing in something else other than yourself. And the government gonna fail. I'm sorry, the government gonna fall. They gonna fail. The financial institution is going to drop to the floor, and you put all of your $50,000 into the stock, and you don't have nothing to show for it at the end of the day. So for me, I would have to invest in myself. Start your own business, invest in your cousin's business, invest in black owned business. Let's build black Wall Street back up. So if I'm going to invest, I'm going to invest in somebody I know and I see that has their own business. I'm going to invest in myself and my product line. And that's where I'm going to invest my money. I invest a little money in you, Shannon. You know, I invest in your business. You know, I can't get drunk with you, but I invest in your business.
I haven't brought anything to Miss BB yet. She haven't tasted my, my Spice One drinks. I'm gonna have to. Why y'all shaking your head, BB? I got you. Why you saying Mr. Williams?
He said, "What's in it?"
He's drinking something right now, but he's saying I have a drink line.
Vodka.
Yeah, it's called. I got some.
Is it vodka or Hennessy?
Huh?
Is it vodka?
Moonshine.
Traffic what's in it.
Moonshine.
I got different type of alcohols in my drinks. My FU drink has a lot of moonshine in it. But it's with some other drinks, other mixtures. I know see like, oh my God. But it's some good, it's good. It's gonna
They good.
I put it like this: if you have something on your mind and you want to tell somebody for some apparent reason that my certain drinks it has no filter. I'm just gonna put it like that. You gonna tell somebody exactly how you feel.
It's the truth, sir.
Yeah.
That's what it is. She got that Louisiana voodoo she didn't put in it, and she don't want you guys to know about it. Yes, I'm spilling the beans, spicy. I'm telling it all. You know I know about the voodoo. And she got it all in her drink.
This is I mean, like, even when we was trying to get, and I'm just jump into this real quick, BB. When we was trying to get my LLC for my drinks, they was really giving me a hard time. We was looking into something. I actually had the Caucasian tell me and her had to sit down and get it together. Me trying to get like certain licenses. Why is the state of Georgia so hard to get licenses here when I can easily get them in Louisiana or Mississippi?
What type of license?
Like the sale, because a lot of times they said because it's liquor license, but you jumping from I'm selling from county to county. So I tried to do it with they said because I don't have a mobile, I can't call it one thing. So what process do I need to go, or how should I go about getting licenses to be able to sell my drinks?
I would ask somebody that's more familiar with that process, but
okay.
But as far as like my personal opinion, I wouldn't worry about it at this stage. I would like, once you get to that point where, because the IRS really doesn't care, or the people, unless they can make money off of you, they really don't care. The city doesn't care. They don't care about the license unless they can make, money off of you.
Okay. I thought it was mandatory. Like, I really did. I thought you had to be like, I can't
mandatory. It is mandatory, but let's say your expenses, your revenue isn't going over your expenses yet. Then the profit margin hasn't, grown yet. So.
Uh-oh. Something happened to the sound.
Can you hear
Can
us?
you guys hear me?
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, I was saying that it is mandatory. That's why I was saying it's better to get like more legal advice from, you know, the wherever it is that you go to, whatever county you need to go to get your license. But my personal opinion is that I've noticed that as long as you stay under the radar, like nobody's going to be checking for you.
Okay.
Meaning you can't be making bukus of money out
And now,
here. You make bukus of money and now you got a spotlight. What you doing over there, ma'am?
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I'm barely making it.
Why she looking like that?
I'm still.
So I have a question. You know, this is a women's show and we talk about women. Now, S&P Global says that only 26% of women have money in stocks. How important do you believe it is for women to get into the stock market?
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
I think it's a personal thing. Like I'm honestly, I'm not in stock at all. Zero. I just feel like stock. Piggybacking off of what you said earlier, Kay. Like I completely agree with you. I rather invest in myself. Like if you know how to rotate your money, bet on yourself. Because technically, when you're in stocks and the control factors are limited, but when you're investing in yourself, like you know, you have more control of the situation than you are investing into a company. And then nowadays, you don't even know like how legit. It's so many companies that are doing fraudulent stuff that even Wells Fargo, you know, you would think a bank that's really known and popular, you know, they were under investigation for something. You hear these crazy stories all the time, and it's like at the end of the day, you really don't know what's going on unless you're doing the audit yourself and you're going there and making sure their accounting is right and they're not about to their leadership or their business structure is accurate, especially when it comes to the smaller companies and startup companies. But I think once you get to the point where you have extra liquid cash to play with, then and you have money to lose, then that's a game you can dabble in. But that's just my personal opinion. Some people are good at it. Some people, especially people that are familiar with certain industries. Like I know this one guy, he's an engineer and he knows, you know, all the companies in that field. And he, you know, so if you know a specific industry and business and you're like, you know, I can gamble on this, at the end of the day, it's just a gamble.
I don't like gambling because I don't like losing.
I don't either. I lost. I'm telling you, I lost and I got mad. I put my money into this company because we were told it was good. They were about to change. I think that's probably that was a red flag right there. Just as I thought it was a red flag. They were about to change hands as far as management. And so their stock prices dropped extremely low. Got into it, bought stock. I think I had like 2 or 3 shares in it. Bought into it, and all of a sudden wake up one day and it's, oh my gosh, you know, I have basically tripled and quadrupled what I put in. Yeah, I'm making money. I'm doing this right. All of a sudden the next day, somebody say, girl, go look at the stock. Look at the stock, Jesus. They switched hands. The new financial officer over it had basically raised the price of stocks and cut what you made in half. So now you might have paid $20 for 1 share of stock. Now they're saying, oh, no, you don't owe 1 stock. You owe 1% of 1 stock based off of what you paid.
Wow.
So I say, you know what? I'm done. I don't want to do this no more. I'm good. So that's how I feel about that.
Oh shoot!
I feel like this. I'm sorry. I don't like to gamble. I go to the casino. I bring $20. Then of it going on drinks.
I don't gamble at all either.
The other money going in the penny machine. Once I spend them $10 on them drinks and I lose them $10 in that gambling machine, I'm done. I'm drunken and lose. And then I'm not a good gambler because if I put $1 in and I hit like $6, $7, I'm cashing it out.
That's me.
I can't see how people. That's why I say you have to be deep into gambling to be in the stock. I just can't do it. Tiki can go grab. We're not knocking your hustle, baby. If that's what you want to do, knock it out the box. And I wish you make the billions off of it. But
I'm put in what I can afford. It's not like I'm putting like large, I'm not finna put in nothing that I know I can't afford to lose it. It's like you said, it's a gambling. So do I really want to risk? No, I'm just gonna put what I know I can afford. If I lose it, it is what it is. I'm not gonna be like, oh damn, I didn't put all my money in this and that. Nah, I'm good.
I'm sorry, for $20, you gonna give me 40 to shut up because baby, I'm throwing tantrums. I'm falling on the floor. I'm crying. I'm doing all that behind my $20.
But that would be when I
home. If I lost the whole, if I ain't got my $10 back plus some when we leave the casino, you gonna give it to me for me to shut up.
But
yes,
some people
I'm that
have
person.
good luck. I know this lady. She goes to the machines, and I don't know how she does it, but she's always just jackpotting like 15,000, 5,000. I'm like, I don't know what kind of luck she has.
She had to sleep with. Who she
I need to be over there doing this to her. I need to be rubbing on something. I'm not even, I can't, I mean, my family is a big in gambling. They gamble in spades and pluck, whatever that is. And I can't do it because even with my family, I'd be ready to fight them if they take my money. I'm going to be standing there like, oh, y'all going to give me my money back. And it's crazy. I mean, everything each his own. I just tell y'all, I'm not good to take gambling. Because I'm going to make everybody mad, so leave me at home.
That's me and you. Now, Miss BB, you do taxes, so you see wages for both men and women. Now, of course, this big wage gap that everybody is talking about. They basically say that women make 82 cents to every dollar that a man makes, and that wage gap is even larger when you factor in race. When you start talking about our black and brown people, that we make even less than that when it compares to a man. So how do you feel about that? Is that something that you see or have noticed since you see everybody wages? Everybody.
Not at my tax office. It's hard to make like a general statement based off of the couple hundred people that come to my office versus like the rest of the country. But I mean, statistics do show that obviously like men make more money than women. Mm-hmm. But I don't necessarily. Majority of my customers are women, so I can't even compare those two.
Go ahead, Mr. Williams. It's killing you over here. He done broke a sweat. He trying not to say nothing, but it's killing them. You just
go ahead. Is he gonna say he thought the women was making more than the men?
Just what he gonna say, huh?
Him being who him is. Him a Gemini.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Mr. Man behind the green curtain.
Okay, so Josh, the intern, posted something on Facebook about a month ago, and he said that the wage gap for gender is an illusion. Men tend to go into a field like doctor, lawyer, and physician. And a woman goes into the field like a woman doctor, woman lawyer, and woman physician. Y'all don't get it.
No, we didn't get that. That went that way. Yeah, we didn't get that. That's Josh.
Y'all are making it about gender. That's what he's trying to say.
Oh, he's saying we make it and women make it about gender.
Well, this is Women in a Mic, and we're talking about women. So yes, we are making it about gender. Tell him if he want to make it about his gender, he can go on a Male Review on Tuesday or every Saturday from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m.
I will say that there's a lot more
Hold on.
than ever before.
What she said?
Say it again.
I said I will say there's been a lot more self-made women than any time before.
Exactly.
Exactly. It's even.
It's even now.
But you can't compare that to the corporate world. When you compare the women wages versus the men in specifically the corporate world, then obviously like the men get paid more.
Okay. Exactly.
Women, you hear what she said? So that means self-made. Go out there, get your own business, start your own stuff.
That's right there. Right there.
Well, ain't that what I've been saying?
Get on my nerve.
Ain't that what I've been saying?
Tiki, get your friend. He your friend tonight.
I've been saying that.
Can I ask you guys a question?
My bad. I won't support y'all no more, nigga.
He said he don't support us no more. Now we not about to do it because he feel like he want to get crazy.
Hold on. When I was uplifting you, you didn't want to.
You guys, can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
So the more money that you guys make, do you think that drops as far as like what you'll tolerate in a relationship?
Woo!
Ooh.
Tiki, go ahead, Tiki.
For me personally, broke, I still don't tolerate certain bullshit. So I don't think money has, but I don't know.
But let's say you're dating a man that has more money than you. Does he have more leeway? Do you get more privileges?
No.
So if he comes and changes your life and he brought, a new house, a new car, changes your whole lifestyle. No.
I've been there, done that, and no, I still wouldn't. No, yeah, I would tell him, you must think I'm stupid. I'm not finna deal with that. That's exactly what I tell him. You got me messed up. You got the wrong one. You think I want? No, That's why I said broke. I still wouldn't deal with certain things.
Okay, what if you're talking about like, what if the tax bracket gets higher and you're talking in the millions?
Oh,
you're still gonna say no?
Oh.
I gotta say no. What we talking about? No. I probably have to say no because my attitude in my mouth.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
go ahead, Keisha.
Put it on me. You know, I had this conversation too many damn times all day long. You know what? I'm going to answer your question and I'm going to be extremely truthful. Yes. There is a change. Your tax bracket got to be up there. I got to be living a certain level in order for me to deal with certain things. But even in those certain things, if I know about those certain things and I got to deal with them, I'm going to make sure that I'm covered just in case something happens. And we got to suffer. But yes, love, you're sure right. Yep. Your tax bracket will determine how much BS I'm going to handle. I'm going to handle that. You sure right.
And that's funny that she says that, because in the situation, like I said, I had it all. I didn't have to work for anything. I basically, whatever I wanted, it was mine. And so, but the thing was like, why are you so unhappy? You can get anything, whatever you want, you get. But I wasn't happy. So it was like, that's why I said, it's, for me personally, yeah. So that's why I had to, like, when you said that, I was like,
okay. You can be broke and be unhappy.
Yeah, that's what my kids, that's what my oldest be telling, my oldest tells me. But yeah, she's like, but look at where you at. But still, I would rather have my stick by and still say, like you said, rather, if you're gonna deal with bullshit regardless. So if I didn't deal with it broke, why should I'll pass. But then that's what I say, what we talking about? But it's funny because they used to say, Keisha, you got everything. why you want it for nothing. So why are you? Yeah, because just because you doing this for me don't mean you finna treat me any kind of way. Now I'm supposed to expect it.
You hit it on the head. BB, to answer your question, I was with Mr. Licious, and gave me the world. Anything I wanted, he would give it, paid for my bills, did everything. That's just the type of man that he was. One thing he couldn't do is control me. You couldn't. I'm my own person. Ain't nobody gonna tell me. I don't care how much money you have. Ain't nobody gonna tell me how to dress, how to walk, how to talk. Not to wear my hair in no weave, not to wear my nails, not to wear no makeup, not to wear no tight. If you met me doing that type of thing, did in the beginning, did I tolerate a stuff I wouldn't have tolerated from somebody who didn't have his kind of money? I did. Until I say about a year into it, I was like, boy, you got me messed up with life, because without you, I was still maintaining. And when you gone, I'm still gonna maintain because I'm still doing it now. With a man, me personally, I'd rather go through the struggle with somebody and get there so we can be on one accord than get with somebody who do have millions and then he can tell me what the hell I can do. That's not going to work for me. I'm not going to shut up. I don't give a damn how many millions you got. You and your mom can get slapped. I'm not going to shut up.
That's why I say my mouth is too much, yo.
Yeah. I probably would never find me a millionaire because of my attitude. So
I can agree.
Well, so how about you, Miss BB? Would you humble yourself if for a man that has billions?
I don't know until I'm actually in that situation, because as life happens, I find myself like saying things that I would never do. You never know what life could bring you, and then you entertain. So I never want to say never, but anything that costs me my peace of mind, I won't do. So if it's costing me my peace of mind, then no.
Respect. It's about and respect, right?
Yeah. But that goes that you don't have a peace of mind if you're getting disrespected.
So would you date a man who would? Let me ask you: Would you date a man who? No, I ain't saying shit. Go digger, really?
Get down, girl. Go ahead. Get down. Get down. Girl, go ahead. Get down.
Would you date a man who doesn't make that much money? That you make more money than him?
Probably not.
Okay. Why is that?
It depends if he lost it and then he's in the trend. I'm more of a mindset person. Like, I think if you're a hustler, you're always gonna have it in you. Like a hustler is always gonna be a hustler, and they can go out and get it again. But if you just and it depends. Like at this age, it's just like I think you have to have some type. Like what have you been doing? I'm 30 years old. I'm gonna wonder like what you've been doing your whole life up till 30. Okay. Because I've been busting my ass, so I'm hoping like I would want to meet. I just want to bring whatever I bring to the table is what I want in return.
Okay.
And I have to put this out. I heard earlier you did say that you are of Ethiopian descent, correct?
Yeah.
Do you believe that culture changes what it is a woman will and will not accept in a man, financially and whatever?
Yeah, I mean, not necessarily culture, but as far as like the circumstances back home are still the same. Like majority, I mean, it's changed a little bit, but at the end of the day, the men are still the breadwinners. Majority, at least, not all. And with that comes with like, when my mom and my aunts got married, they got married with whoever had a house and a car and stability, not because they were in love. So that mentality is still, because I mean, the opportunities are not the same as you are in America. So my mom, her concept of coming here and sacrificing her whole life was to like give her kids opportunities that she never had, which is you don't have to, you know, sacrifice and marry somebody just because of what they have. Like you can work hard and get your own money and be who you want to be. And but in Africa, the opportunities are not like they are here. So getting your own. So if I was still living there, I probably would do the same thing. I would marry based on criteria, not like who I really want to marry. But I'm in America, thank God, and that's what I don't take for granted.
Okay, now me,
Go
you
ahead,
heard
Mr.
that.
Williams. Go ahead, Mr. Williams.
So should you marry for love? And y'all did this show on this.
Go ahead.
Should you marry for love or stability? That is a past Women in the Mic show. And it went for stability, but then y'all started questioning what he looked like. Continue.
Oh Lord, that just
Continue. Y'all said, well, girl, what he look like?
Well, I mean, come on.
why
with
did remind me of the
stability,
Portia situation?
At the
Oh
day,
my thing is,
itself,
and
the
we gonna-
concept of marriage was wrapped around stability. The concept of marriage was wrapped around stability. It wasn't wrapped around marriage.
What I'm saying is, I agree with you, but they started saying, "Well, what did he look like, girl?"
Because you ain't gonna be, you can't be, you can't even be. I can't.
One
If
or
he
the other. Why can't it be both?
has stability, he can't be 500 pounds. My legs don't open that wide.
Go ahead, girl. Go ahead. Get down.
So I mean, I respect. You know what the crazy thing is? I truly respect your answer. I do respect your answer because some women will shy away from that question and be like, "No, you gotta love him." Not me. If I really care about you and you trying to, and I see you got a business mindset and you trying to get in the struggle, I'm that female gonna ride with you and get it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not gonna be talking about some baby. Let me take your $200 of your taxes and flip it. Nah, hell, we ain't flipping nothing here. Look at your baby mamas.
But I mean, I think we don't have to pick one or the other. I think we can have both.
You do? I don't see it.
I like her.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
I don't.
Why not?
Because it's either they financially stable but mentally throw it the fuck off.
I think it also depends on the type of men you're chasing too. Like my thing is like I'm big on God, and I feel like most people that put God first usually has the same like mindset as me. So, but if you're chasing somebody that has trauma and that has like hasn't healed from a lot of things that they've been through, and they just are like getting money and they don't know how to be like emotionally attached to somebody, then you have some throw it off men. But if you you can come across a lot of decent people that have both.
Go ahead, Tiki.
Going back to this cultural when Keisha tells she was asking, because my oldest always says white females are taught to basically peep out men that has money or the potential they automatically know. But as far as Black females, they're mainly brought up to be taught to be independent. So basically, white females are taught up to basically be gold diggers, but Black females are taught brought up to be independent Black women.
See, I think that all goes back to economics. Like if you think about it, back then women weren't getting the money on the like independently. So before, yeah, like white people were taught to marry young. As soon as you finish college, you marry and you build together. The whole concept of marrying young is so you can build together, and then once you hit your 50s, you're a multimillionaire, because you can obviously do more as a unit than you could individually. But now times have changed, resources are a lot more accessible, and people can really get it on their own.
Some men think that a woman's position is not doing anything but serving the man.
What?
Oh, you guys should watch Handmaids. Have y'all watched Handmaids?
No.
Oh my God, it is crazy. You should definitely watch it. The concept revolves around like the whole purpose. It's like, let's say it starts off with America just like how it is as of today, and then the government just decides, you know what, we want women to have one purpose, and that's reproduce. And so they start making everybody, all the women, maids, and as far as to reproduce. And if you can't reproduce, they're gonna kill you, basically.
Oh, and where is this?
Handmaids, I know it's on Hulu, but
Okay.
the show starts off like as America, how it is now. So it's like a normal America society, the same way it is now. And then all of a sudden, their government starts ripping, families apart, and the children go to the wives and the husband, and then the mothers. The other women that are not married have to, like, the wife and the husband brings them in to have babies for them. That's their only purpose.
Like they did the entire black community when they ripped us from our.
Wow.
It's deep. It's really deep. It's good.
It's okay, Doc. It's okay, Miss Williams.
Like they did to the old black race. But
So I
they didn't whip them women with whips and chains, and those men with whips and chains, and they didn't rape them. Oh, I'm just saying it's similarities, but it's differences.
Okay.
My bad. I was in my
You got any feelings?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay.
just a little.
just a little bit. He just went tad just a little bit. He back though. That Gemini came out real quick. He back. He back.
He went back behind. So do you believe that the amount of money you have determines your value?
No. I feel like the person that it's funny, I had two scenarios where I liked me.
She talking to the man behind the curtain.
I had two scenarios where there was one guy I liked before I was like, financially stable, and those were the periods of my life where I was struggling and trying to figure out what I wanted to do, who I was as a person. And he was more advanced. He had himself figured out, and he was kind of like, at that time, he basically said he didn't want to date me because I didn't have my stuff together, And then I had another guy that I did not like, but he always was a good friend. He always believed in me. He always supported me. And then after I crossed that road of figuring myself out, now the guy that initially was not interested because I didn't have my stuff together financially. He's interested, and now he wants to pursue, and now he's ready to date seriously and get married and have a kid. And then the other guy is now I don't like that guy, but the other guy that has always been supportive and believed in me as far as what I wanted to do, I like him. And so I guess it's just, I don't think I felt bad at that time because I didn't know where my life was taking me when that guy said that. But now when I look back, I'm like, you do have to believe in who you are before you actually become that person, or you have to definitely how you attract things into your life is believing who you are before you actually get there.
Go ahead, Mr. Williams. It's killing you. He want to say something so bad. Go ahead. Oh, you're not saying nothing now? So you just put the camera on.
Oh, man. Tell him to speak up.
We wait for you to speak.
He want to, but he's trying to be nice right now. But we're gonna let him have his moment.
Nice for what?
Because he's being nice because he's being nice because Miss BB is on here.
That's all I'll say because we have a guest.
She's got a more laid back Miss Tone, so he don't want to come across being the asshole that he is. So he's just chilling, and I'm respecting that out of him. We're gonna let him have that.
Okay.
We know different. She doesn't know, but we know, and we respect that. We're gonna give him kudos.
Okay. Here's the scenario, right? She was saying how a situation determined who she liked more, right?
Okay.
That's what she did.
Okay.
Right? I'm just saying, relate this to all situations when you overhear that another woman is in a situation in your life and you say, how can he like her more than me? Because Spicy, you just overheard somebody call me telling me about her whole story.
Right.
And she's just saying, and I gave him some good. I would say, so, and whatever it was in the situation, and this goes
both ways,
that determines what makes that person more viable to you than the other person. Sometimes it may be finances, sometimes it may be love. It goes across the board. Everybody's different. That's all I want to say. That's all I wanted to say. So relate this to your personal life.
I just don't like people.
Spicy. Relate this to your personal life when you're questioning why somebody else may be not as committed, or why you may not be as committed.
I can honestly tell you why I don't commit. I don't trust. I know what my situation is, and I'm honest with me. I have zero trust in men.
So let me ask you this: we getting hot, right? We about to get hot on women in the mic. Being that I'm the program director of Yale Radiocast, I do a lot of shows and I hear a lot of things that Spicy says. So I know a lot about her that I may not actually know, and she may not actually tell me, but she gets to drinking her own drinks, spicy drinks for purchase. And then she lets her mouth ramble probably more than she should, right? So I overhear her saying about this one particular guy that's in her life. Been a constant. And the constant has been because his financial obligation to her. So financial obligation is what you're seeking, not necessarily love. You complain about not being loved. Go ahead, Spicy.
Let's keep it real. He brought it. He's the one who made it a financial obligation. I never stepped to him about money. He brought it to me. So you brought that to me for the past how many years? So you can't change it up 10, 15 years later and talk about feelings when the only thing me and you had in common was just a financial thing.
Okay, cool.
That's just like most people being in a situationship. You're just in a situationship just because some people get married just to say they married because they reached a certain age and they don't want to be by themselves. So they just say, okay, I'm gonna find somebody that kind of like me, that got a kind of job, and I didn't reach this certain age and I don't want to be an old maid by myself. I'm okay with it. As long as I don't have no cats, I'm good. But that's just my personal thing. Some people just say they got a man or a woman just to say they got one.
Okay, cool. So what's more concerning to you, K. Chantel and Tiki? Love or stability? Oh yeah, I would. And I'm gonna just go ahead and start out right there.
Come on, okay.
Jesus, what?
We can't have both.
I'm the very person on the panel because I'm married. That's why you came to me. Okay.
Because you're married to my brother. You damn right. Right now, what's more important to you, love or stability? Hey, call TR to stand right next to you while you. Y'all invited me here. I was quiet.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Outside, building the studio. So no, I can call TR to the front. But
go ahead.
I will have to say
he alright. You gotta be honest. He alright. And if you say something he don't like, you call me and I'll check in. FYF week, remember? Your feelings week. You saw my post.
Okay, but what is this love or stability, or was it when you fell in love first, then it's stability, or
I
stability
would
then
say
you fell
love
in love?
because he didn't know his. I would say it's love because she did not know his stability abilities.
This is true. This is true. So I would have to say I do go. I probably went against my culture, but yes, I did go for love. I did go for love first.
Did you go for love first or character?
Oh,
I went for character. I went for character. When it comes to that, I did go for character first because the character is more important. Because the character will decide how your love will grow. If the character falters, your love will falter. Hey, Alex!
Hello, my beauty.
Hey,
Hi.
Miss Bibi, this is the other part of Women in the Light. This is the real. Hey, Alex.
Hello. How y'all doing? Everybody's so pretty. Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Alex, this is Bibi. This is Miss Bibi. She owns a tax service in Nigeria.
Wow, Miss Bibi. Hey.
Hi.
Taxes.
Alex, so stupid.
Okay, Tiki, you answer the question that Mr. Williams set forth.
love or stability, Tiki? What's more important?
Why I can't have both?
No. You can have
Love.
more important.
Love. Hey, you can take the camera off now. Love.
He wants you to
Why?
explain.
You have to.
Hey, Tiki, so you want love?
I want both, but dang, he said I gotta pick one over the other. So
What's more important?
would love fall? Can the stability fall behind it? Dang, if it's the right one, I'm gonna have it all. I want it all. Hell, I'm greedy.
That's that Scorpio. That's that Scorpio shit. We greedy. We want it all. Okay,
Yeah, see, that's what I want it all.
Welcome to the panel, Real. Let's ask you, then we gonna go to Miss Bibi. Alex the Real, what do you want? What do you look for, stability or love? Which one is more important?
I would have to say I would go for love first because I think what I'm saying, that we can love each other through anything. We can be stabilized.
Thank you.
It
It all falls alone.
Yeah.
She's your favorite. She's your favorite today. Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay, Miss Bibi. I know you said.
Love or stability, Miss Bibi.
That's hard. I don't know.
She wants to say stability. She wants to say, but that makes us lonely if we say stability.
I want to say
that's dialing,
but it never plays out that way. You always say, like, as women, I feel like we always end up following our heart.
But we were taught stability. We were taught to go for stability over love.
Right. And that's not always a good thing because you could be stable but unhappy. You can be very, very stable.
Thank you.
You can have all your bills paid, but we all know from seeing that, having all the money in the world doesn't guarantee happiness.
That's what me and Shannon was saying earlier.
Yeah.
You can have the world and still not be happy.
Yeah, you can be stable. You can make sure that your bills are paid, your foundation is not shaky, but that
Shannon, why are you looking away?
Doesn't necessarily mean the
Why you
person
looking
that
away,
you
Shannon?
have built your stability with is the person that's gonna love you the way you should be loved.
Did y'all see the Portia gist?
Huh?
Did y'all see the Portia gist?
That's why I was asking when we was talking about something. I said that remind me of the Portia situation.
What's going on? I don't understand it.
She got with her friend ex-husband.
And
look at Spicy.
No, because she said that was not her friend. So
That's what I was about to say, but she said
is she
it's not
a friend?
her friend.
Or is that your associate? So which one is it? Come on, bro. Let's keep it one. Y'all want to
They
go there? Let's
saying
keep it real.
friend.
This is women
Yes,
in the mic.
Shannon,
We
they're
talking
saying
straightforward.
friend. But like
Is
you
it her
said, she
friend
said it
or
was
her
just
associate?
associate.
That guy is supposedly worth 40 million, but you know he's out there cheating. Would you guys date him?
Yeah.
That's what I was just about to say. Thank you. And that's why I was just about to say. That exactly what I was just about to say.
If he
Do
put
we
me
have to be seen in person?
if he put me on his team, I'm gonna do him just like I do a job. I'll make myself indispensable, baby.
And Portia got with him because he's worth $14 million.
That's what they saying. Exactly.
Better.
That's
So
what I
he
would
gonna
do.
And that's what I be trying to.
He gonna put 10 to the side. I don't blame him.
And see, that's what I be trying to say about the
10 to the side.
the sugar daddy situation. Like Keisha tell you, like, but he ugly, and that's me. That's why I said I couldn't do that, because if it's a sugar daddy, he actually trying to do something other than have me be a trophy wife and want to actually do
But 40
something.
million?
I can't.
40 million?
His personality must be on point.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
He seems arrogant.
He's arrogant?
He seems arrogant.
And see, that make it even worse.
She's arrogant. So they work well together then. Work well together. Great man. But so 40 million, would you have dated or married him? Said yes for $40 million?
If I was attracted to him, but specifically him.
See, but you know, she said if she was attracted to him.
Yeah. So if I was attracted to him and I loved him and he had 40 mil, then I would get engaged with him. That means like I'm gonna have to accept that he's probably gonna cheat every now and then.
Why do we have to accept that though?
At that tax bracket?
No.
Girl, let me tell you, Tiki, I've had this conversation, honey. I've had this conversation, and I'm telling you, the men these days of Kevin Samuels is big. He has blew up these high dollar men, or these men who are trying to aim to be high dollar. They feel like that they have the right to step out whenever they want to because they are financially sound and they're putting you in a position where you don't have to want for nothing.
So can she cheat back too?
Nope.
No, he left her.
Please.
He left his girlfriend his wife because she cheated.
Yeah, I know. I heard that part. Yeah.
So no, she cannot. Even though Portia is in a good tax bracket, she's in a higher tax bracket than me. Mm-hmm. But so, fellas, we say prenup. Okay, let me get you on this. Fellas, we also prenup. Ladies, don't sign a prenup unless it is beneficial to you. Mm-hmm. I'm not signing a prenup unless it's beneficial to me.
Exactly.
I'm not going to sign one that says that you get all the money and you get to take my clothes and everything away from me if we decide to break up. We're not having this. No.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
I could not do it though if I was in love with him. If I was in love with a man, I couldn't imagine him having sex with somebody else.
See?
Right. But if you're not,
if there was no emotional emotional attachment, and this was like, more of like a business decision, I could do it.
Of course, but when feelings involved,
I'm sorry, guys. We was trying to do some things, but let me go back and answer your question. For 40 mil.
I'm putting 40 mil. For 40 mil, you would. I was putting you to the police. I think you slanging dope somewhere.
For 40 mil, I would give him a taste of his own medicine.
What you mean? Hold on.
If you want to play, let's play.
You can't.
I'm a reflection of you. What I keep telling men, I am a reflection of you. If you want to play, let's play.
They said you can't. You can't cheat though.
You can
That's why
tell
I said,
me
can you
all you
cheat back?
want. What I can't do don't mean I'm going to listen to you.
I don't know about y'all, but I'm gonna be Every time I get a high ticketed item, I'm gonna make sure that I keep the tag on it so I can put it on Poshmark or sell it for something. So whenever he decide to walk away, all of the gifts that you bought me, they're gonna turn into my 10 or 15 million.
But hold
That's
on,
a good one.
do
That's
you
good.
believe in the Shawnee? I call it the Shawnee. Do you believe in the Shawnee? What she
The what?
did, I call it the Shawnee. Basically, what I mean by the Shawnee is, she was Shawnee O'Neal. She was stashing money on the side. So, do you believe in the Shawnee?
Yep. Hell yeah.
Yeah,
She ain't
definitely.
do nothing wrong.
At all. How was she wrong?
That's what you're supposed to do.
Anybody that
You never know what can happen.
if you mess with somebody and you still have your own income coming, it don't make no sense for you to spend their money and your money, but somebody got to hold on to something.
And if he got more than me, it's gonna be me holding on to mine.
And his too.
Good stash.
Baby, here go 50,000. Go buy you a car. I might put 40,000 up and go spend 10 on the car, but I'd be damn if I'm spending a whole 50 on it. That's just me.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Because I'm thinking about what if tomorrow. Because if you left her for me, don't mean you're not gonna leave me for the next woman. So I'm gonna get what I can while I'm there.
What if he thought like that?
He did.
I'm just saying, but did he hold money from you?
He probably, hell yeah, if he walked around with all that money, he held money from her. He probably held some property, he held some other stuff, and then he went to BB and had his taxes done, so she couldn't find it.
And that was my girl. She let me know there was some hidden assets over there.
He went to all the real estate and he got him that secret house over there in the corner that wife don't know nothing about.
That's where that side piece at.
That's what the side piece at.
Yep.
BB, we just having fun, sweetie. We just having fun. She looked like her eyes got big. Like, BB, I want to thank you for coming on, sweetie. Go ahead and tell everybody where they can find you at, how they can get in contact with you if they need you, because they're going to need you. Everybody with these PPP loans, they're going to need you. So can you tell them how to get in touch with you, where you're located?
Yeah, sure. You can follow us on Instagram, TNG_tax service. We have multiple locations. You can also go on our website, www.tngtaxservice.com. You can find out all of our locations on there, our contact, our phone numbers, our social media.
Okay.
Let everybody know that everybody that works there is just as good as you are.
Yes. I train and vet all my employees.
Okay.
Now tell us about the real estate. Get into real estate with you.
Right now I have a rental property. If anybody needs to rent it, it's in West Atlanta, Ashview Heights neighborhood. I don't do any partnerships because right now I have a partner, but if you want any information, feel free to contact me. I love giving advice. I love sharing knowledge. So.
Okay.
I love that. Thank you.
Me too.
Okay, go. Since we're gonna let you be last, since you're late coming in. Tiki, we're gonna hit this rethinking the situation in a moment. Go ahead and tell us a little bit what you want to rethink real quick, and we're gonna on you. Go ahead, go for it.
Y'all better rethink trying to cheat the IRS. Y'all ain't heard? Do not stop it. It's not worth it. Y'all better leave them alone. That's my That's my rethinking the situation. I gotta pick my baby up.
Okay. Go ahead, Keisha. Tell what you want to rethink your situation. Go ahead, hon.
Well, I mean, girl, these business taxes, Jesus, that make you rethink how you want to file your business. Lord, but I have to know what I have to do LLC. I have to because I don't want nobody trying to sue me personally because I am doing products. Brings it into me. Yes. I do own my own product line. It's King's Divine Hairline. It is a real thing. And you guys, so if you love your hair, you should hit me up. I make shampoos, conditioners, hair oils, anything you can think of. I can make it. It is customized to your hair care journey, whether you have alopecia issues, whether you have psoriasis in your scalp, you have dry scalp, your hair, your lip retention is not good, whatever your case may be. I can customize shampoos and conditioners as well as styling products just for you. So you can hit me up, you can email me, and we can have a virtual consultation at kholly84@gmail.com, and I can customize that for you. Champ, the prices do matter. Prices do change depending on what it is that you need and the amount of ingredients I have to put in your product. So you guys hit me up. I might have to hit Miss BB up so we can talk about this LLC and all of the rest of this stuff and selling some property and all that good stuff. That was my rethinking my situations right there.
All right. Well, sis, you came in behind schedule a little bit. Go ahead.
Hi. This is Alex.
Go ahead. Alex the Real, you came in a little bit on the end, but you came in and kicked up some knowledge too real quick. We glad you showed up.
Hey.
But you here.
Right.
The never Alex, not you here.
Right. Better late than never. I am Alex the Realist. I have a mobile hair salon where if your look isn't becoming, then you should let me be coming to you. I am located in Pasco County, but I will go to Pinellas County and Hillsborough County if the price is right. You can find me on my Facebook page, Alex the Hair Artist, or you can email me at Life Survivor, life spelled with a Y, Survivor 47@gmail.com.
Okay. And it's me.
Hi, Spicy.
Hey. Y'all can check me out. You know, y'all Spice One Drinks. Y'all can reach me on sheddingthuntuli@gmail.com if you need to email me for anything. Y'all want to sell the drinks, call me 445-873-029. That way you get, and everybody got the number, it don't matter. Get your drinks, get your products. Spice One. I have from strawberry to peach to cherry, from peaches to you name it, we got it. Check us out again. I want to say thank you very much. I'm about to punch you, bro. Again, Miss BB, I want to say thank you very, very much for coming on, giving us a lot of knowledge. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your effort. I'm really thankful that you are available. Y'all, if y'all need y'all tax services, if you being audited, if you have questions, if you're not sure about something, y'all really need to check out this young lady. I'm telling you, if she got patience with me and everybody on here knows how it is, if she got me coming back, and it's been multiple years that I've been dealing with her, that's letting y'all know that she's a great person. She has a great staff, and she's doing awesome things in the community. And I thank you, Ms. BB, for coming on.
Thank you. I had an amazing time.
Okay. All right, guys, we are ending Women in the Mic. We Yale Radiocast. Y'all know to check us out Saturday. We supposed to be somewhere, and we gonna see how this plays out. But we supposed to be somewhere Saturday doing something with a lot of people. We waiting on Mr. Williams to do what he got to do. That Doug Thizzle, the Octaman. We gonna say the N word. We gonna say Octaman. But check us out Saturday, guys, from 11 to 1. We're supposed to be somewhere awesome. So we're gonna get back again. See y'all Saturday, 11 to 1. Women in the Mic, Miss BB and the man. I want to say thank y'all. Love y'all. Have a good day.
Love you too, man.
Yale Radiocast.